It's time for Friday Flicks as we head into a holiday weekend.
Movie critic Patrick Beatty is back with us with his breakdown of 3 new movies. We are so excited to hear these 3. We've been talking about them already. Okay, Shang-Chi.
Yes.
This is a big deal.
Big deal because also this is the first Marvel film that I've covered on the show in like the whole time that I've been here. This is so exciting. And Shang-Chi being an origin film for our first Asian American superhero, we have got some stuff to talk about with this movie.
Okay, let's take a look.
You walked in my shadow. I trained you. So the most dangerous people in the world couldn't kill you. Son, it's time for you to take your place by my side.
Okay, so that is his father, played by Tony Leung. This is basically, you've known about the 10 Rings if you've been watching Marvel since Iron Man. They're the group that took him, made him have the arc reactor that he has. They've been involved throughout time and history, and we get to know about Shang-Chi, the fiercest warrior who is the son of the head of this organization, and how he's able to basically be in with this organization, working with his father, and his father kind of being the villain in this story, but also having a very close family story with this that makes the whole origin film feel new, refreshing, even after they've done so many with Marvel.
Oh, Awkwafina in there too. I mean, this, when I look at that, I get really excited because it is part of my culture too, to see that in a major role like this, like Shang-Chi. It's exciting.
Absolutely.
Do you have to know the backstory? You mentioned we see them in Iron Man. Do you have to know that story?
You don't need to read any comics from Shang-Chi. Here's the thing that I found beneficial, though. After I watched this, I realized to myself, because I was watching all the action, the incredible fighting, and I was like, this is definitely referencing stuff from other kung fu films, things from that I might not have looked at. So I went back and looked at like Kung Fury, looking at like Crouching Tiger, looking at Ip Man, and seeing all the incredible performances there and what they were able to do with this. The origin story is a love story more than anything with Shang-Chi, and to see the fighting, see the acting, performances, it's top notch.
What did you give this? What was
I gave
your
this
rating?
an 8 out of 10. I think everybody needs to go see it. See it in theaters because that's the only place it's available for this one, and it's because of the fighting and how great it is.
Yeah. Awesome. I'm so excited to see it.
I am too.
Okay.
I've also been so curious for the next one, Cinderella.
Cinderella, yes. This is the 7th Cinderella film that we've had. Let's take a look
remake?
at this one. Yeah.
Where did you get that dress?
I designed it.
I picked you to be my princess.
What about my work? I don't want a life stuck waving from a royal box any more than a life confined to a basement. I have dreams that I have to chase.
Okay, so this is on Amazon Prime Video. This is the new Cinderella film, kind of taking a modern twist on the classic tale. We have a lot more, I guess, mashups, if you can call it that, with modern like dancing, modern like singing and stuff, as well as like you've got the classical buildings, the landscape, the aesthetics that feel like Cinderella. Some of the stuff that they take out have confused me, and I think this film overall just does not have a lot of the magic or fun that any of the other Cinderellas have had.
This fell flat for you.
Fell flat in a lot of ways. I don't think it's very original. Most of the music are just like one song and another song mixed together, and nobody's like writing anything original.
Well, what was your expectation though going into another remake?
I was hoping for definitely the same feelings that you get, that magical feeling, and that's what was lost on me. This felt a lot more like we're going to do a modern, realistic take and take all the fun out at the same time, and that's what I don't know. When you're doing Cinderella, you've got to go all in with Cinderella. You got to have all of the animals making the dresses. You got to have a huge pumpkin carriage. You got to have everything.
And that wasn't there.
They just didn't have that.
Well, it's not charming, you're saying, like the Rodgers and Hammerstein version.
No, and in fact, I would recommend go check out the Brandy version.
That's my favorite.
Brandy
I love
is
it.
amazing.
Okay, last movie.
Last movie. So this one is worth. This is coming up on the anniversary of 9/11 next week, talking about what I guess happened with the people and the victims of 9/11 and how they were able to move on, I guess.
All right, let's take a look.
The shock from the attacks in New York and D.C. reverberate across the entire nation.
What we're facing
is a national emergency.
We are proposing the Treasury Fund offering compensation to the victims.
Ken, we'll have to negotiate all settlements.
The victims and their families will be compensated based on economic value lost.
So that right there is basically the premise. This lawyer, played by Michael Keaton, based on a true story, he is tasked with having to essentially figure out the worth of the victims of 9/11 and how to compensate their families, the people that were first responders, and seeing what happens with families, people that see this, and really what government bureaucracy and politics can do that gets in the way of helping people.
All right, so what did you give this?
This one, I gave it a 7 out of 10 because I think that first, it's very important to see, and it's a tough watch at the same time. But most of the time, when we're watching films like this that are very, very difficult about real stories, we're looking at like the people that were on the ground, the firefighters, the ones that put their bodies in harm's way. But in this, we're definitely looking at more of like the political side, the lawyer side of how do we take care of these people after the fact and make sure that they're adequately compensated, and what does that actually mean when it's a loss of a life?
Yeah, so important. Thank you, Patrick. So we get an 8 for Shang-Chi. We get a 3. A 3 for Cinderella.
Yeah.
And Worth gets a 7.
Michael Keaton is amazing
Michael Keaton,
too.
my Batman.
All right, PatrickBabyReviews.com and on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Thanks so much, Patrick.
All right, up next, the program to help moms mentally and physically.